Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 5, Episode 36, Mavic 2 release anniversary and Avata release this week. How is everyone doing? Ron has the night off. He has some out-of-town company, so we wish you a good evening, Ron, and I know you'll enjoy yourself, and when you get a chance, please do watch us. Got a lot of great things tonight. Going to play as I stated today, 4 years ago today was the release of the Mavic 2. And we're going to play part of a clip from a video I did at the 1 year anniversary. And what I did in this video was just compile all my footage that I took from the event. And we're going to watch a few minutes of it because I think it's worthy of doing it. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. I want to welcome everybody. Art's in the house. Captain Ray is in the house. Lauren is in the house. Drone Views Media. JC Flying, my friend, is in the house. Casey Crime Fighter. Flying Flynn Media, welcome, John. Let's see who else we got. Mark White, Leonard Oglesby, welcome, Leonard. Artie's in the house, welcome, Artie. Mr. Stephen Ewing, welcome. Glad to see you here. USA Drone Flyer, let's see who else we got. Jay Bird's in the house, Sergeant Rock. Okay, all right. Well, you know, the big thing is the Avata's coming out this week. Everybody's all excited about that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. Sorry. One thing I want to do, I took several polls, and probably the best poll was out on YouTube. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that up here. Give me a second here. And the poll was about, are you going to be buying the Avata or waiting? And, you know, what's your deal with that? So let's go ahead and see if I can get this up here. Okay, yeah, I found it. Okay, here's the poll. DJI Avata releases the 25th at 9 a.m. Will you be purchasing it? 11% said this is out of 61 votes, so it's a pretty good sample size. I'm minored in stats, so I do know a thing or two about that. Yes, 11%, no, 57%, and we'll wait and watch reviews, 31%. A couple of comments, that's a big yes for me from Jake's Drone Life. Hell no, it's way too expensive and you can build your own FPV drone for much less than half. Okay. Well, and that seems to be, I took a similar poll out on Twitter and also another similar poll out on Facebook, and very similar results. But this one had the largest sample size, 61 votes. And one of the things that I learned in statistics is you want to take, you know, what you have the largest number of people participating in as far as your sample is concerned. It's pretty telling. Okay. And we're going to talk about the Avata in a minute, but one of the things I do want to bring up before I forget, and I think it's important here, is that with the Avata, I think you're going to have plenty of supply at the initial, you know, when it's released. Whether or not they're going to ship right away, I don't know, but I think it kind of looks like they are, and we're gonna take a look at that here in a little minute. Ray, that's a good question, and we'll get to that here in a minute. I got some things. Got some things we're gonna go over here. Let's see here. Okay. Osmo Action rumors. Okay. And Osmo Action 3. And one of the things I did was we're going to take a look here because I did a couple of, I did a poll on that. Not really a poll. Yeah. If the pictures are any indication, it looks like the DJI Action 3 will return to its original design. What are your thoughts? 21 votes. Like going back to the original design, 52%. Should have stayed with modules, 14%. Really like to see a new design, 33%. So that's where we are with that. Now, okay, let's see. I have several things we want to take a look at here. Okay, this article's from Drone XL. DJI Action 3 expected to arrive mid-September. There's a picture of it, but it's probably, you know, I think it may even be the original. I'm not 100% sure. Deals Drone said DJI Action 3 will be released in mid-September, and its appearance is almost the same as the Osmo Action. Apart from the Action 3, there's more. Of course, Born to Fly is coming up. Action 3 is mid-September. Mavic 3 Enterprise RTK during Airworks, and Inspire 3 fall of 2022. And there may be a DJI Pocket 3 and or DJI Osmo Mobile. That's what we have on that. And I know there's another article I have up here. Yeah. DJI Action 2 sees price drop as Action 3 launch rumors surface. And this was on August 22nd, so it was only a couple of days ago. Deals drone, what we talked about. And, you know, it is on sale. So if the Action 2 is something that's of interest to you, you know, you may want to go ahead and snatch one up. It's still at a really good price right now. But what they're talking about, it looks like it's going to be mid-September here for this release. And that's the one thing that probably turned me off the most about this was this modular form. I really like the original Osmo Action. That thing has been just absolutely fantastic. And unless, for me personally, unless that thing knocks me every which way from Sunday, I'm not going to be getting an Action 3. The Action 2 is just, or Action 1 has been absolutely fantastic for me. So, so that's where we're at with that. You know, stay tuned. You know, there's gonna be lots more to come on this. I'm very sure of that. Very, very sure of that. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Get back to the house here. All right. Now, DJI Fly app, there was a firmware update to fix several issues, and I want to take a few minutes and go over that because there were a couple of issues that came up with this. Let's go ahead and I want to see if I can find that here. Okay, there's two articles. There's one from Drone XL and one from Drone DJ. So let's go ahead and share those. DJI fixes a new issue with DJI Fly for Android. Instant crash. The problem manifests itself in the instant crashing of the app on startup. As a result, the drone cannot be used. The problem only occurs with smartphones running on Android 12. iOS users don't mind. The DJI RC and RC Pro also work without any problems. The new DJI Fly version is unfortunately unavailable in the Google Play Store. You got to download it via the APK from DJI's website directly, which is that's the way it's been for a while. So that's that. And then there's another one. Let's go ahead and get that article up. Okay. DJI releases firmware update fix Mini 3 Pro Hyperlapse jitterness. And this was on the 18th. DJI has released a new firmware update for the Mini 3 Pro. V01.00.0300 is now available for the Mini 3 drone, along with the RC N1 remote controller firmware, V04.14.0300, and DJI RC remote controller firmware, V01.01.0300. The new firmware is pretty significant for the drone. While compatibility with the high-performance DJI RC Pro controller is something many users desired, the update also optimizes two big features of the Mini 3 Pro. It increases the stability of footage when using Hyperlapse. In the meantime, the second optimization of the firmware is directed at panorama shots. DJI has increased the camera tilt angle range when shooting in panorama for better imaging of the sky. Mini 3 Pro supports 4 panoramic modes: sphere, 180, wide angle, and social media friendly vertical. Okay, so that's good news. Okay, there's some updates. Pay attention if this does apply to you. If you're using the DJI RC, that's not going to apply for you regarding the Android issues. But if you're running an Android phone, smartphone, or tablet with your Mini 3 Pro and with the Fly app, you're going to go ahead and get this. This is regarding Android 12. And then the other one fixes a couple of issues, one with Hyperlapse and one with Panorama. So, please go ahead. And if you need to go ahead and do that, make those updates here. All right. 4 years ago today, well, Valerie and I, about this time, we had just shared some dinner. We ate at a pizza place, a nice pizza place underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. It was wonderful. And then we took a wonderful walk around Brooklyn that night. We did Uber coming in from the airport. We did Uber driving around. Just a great evening. We had a lot of fun. We walked down by the river. Got to see the Freedom Tower from, of course, across the river. See the Brooklyn Bridge lit up at night. That was wonderful. I'm remembering, the evening part of it. We're going to take a look at what happened here, and I'm going to go ahead and play part of this video. And I think it's important here because one of the things that I wanted to mention to you guys, this was the last time that DJI has had an in-person drone event. Okay, they've not had an in-person drone event since the Mavic 2, and this was 4 years ago. And and with COVID and everything, it's very, very much justified. They're probably not going to ever do it again. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to play a few minutes of our experience there, and it was an incredible experience. And I want to talk for a few minutes after we play that clip. So let me go ahead and get that set up here. Okay, now just set this clip up. This was at the 1 year anniversary back in 2019. I put this out. This was August 22nd, 2019, almost 1 year to the day. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and play this clip. August 23rd marks the 1 year anniversary that the Mavic 2 was introduced by DJI at the Douglas Greenhouse over in Brooklyn, New York. Now let's take a trip in the Wayback Machine. Yes, I am dating myself. I grew up during the 1960s. To take a look to see what's transpired over the past year. Now our first stop on the Wayback Machine is in Brooklyn at the Douglas Greenhouse to take a look at the event. So let's roll a clip from that day. See if we can hook you guys up with some of these and get you some prices. But we're here. This is a very impressive place where we're at. It actually was called a greenhouse here. So everybody is looking pretty good. Got to see Billy Kyle. Got to see Rachel Delbo. Got to see Rick Smith. Got to see Ed Ricker here. Half Chrome Drones is here. A lot of people are here, and this is very, very big. We're looking from above at the event.
Hi, I'm Emily, a home expert from Best Buy.
Good morning, and welcome to everyone in the room and to the thousands of viewers that are joining us from around the world online today. I know it's early out there for those of you who are on the West Coast, and it's a very late night for those of you joining us from across the Pacific, but we are so thankful that you're here with us today. I'm Michael Oldenburg, Product Communication Lead here at DJI, and today we're going to talk about some incredible new products. This is the DJI Mavic 2 series.
Okay, well, you got your first look. We got a chance to look at the Zoom. You've heard all the details from the show. You got the prices. The Mavic 2 Pro is more expensive than the Mavic 2, which we kind of figured. Around $1,200 for the Zoom and about $1,500 for the Pro. Here's a look at the Pro right here. Let's take a look at it.
was DJI, unlike when they released the DJI Mavic Pro, when they released the DJI Mavic 2 series, they had plenty of stock in hand. The day that I ordered, I actually got a confirmation number, and within a week, it actually arrived at my house. Now, of course, I was eager to get flying and get outside, but the day that it arrived, wouldn't you know it, we had one of those Florida rainy days where it rain on and off the entire day. Now, I took advantage of that time to go ahead and get all the batteries charged up. I got the firmware updates taken care of. I got the propellers on. I got the SD card in. Everything was good to go. We were ready. And then finally, we got a break in the weather. So I went outside and took what should have been an uneventful flight. Let's roll that clip. We have a break in the weather, so we're going to be taking our maiden flight here with the Mavic 2 Pro. So let's get the show on the road here. Auto take on for testing. There is the Mavic barrel. Come down here. Go ahead and pitch the gimbal down so we take a look and see. Let's see how accurate this is. First time. Pretty good here, looking pretty good.
Where's it going to land, on the roof?
I'm going to move it forward here. Looks like, okay, let's get it forward here. All right, had to do course correction here, so but nevertheless it did land. Now, thanks to Valerie, I did not land on the roof of the garage. And I thought my immediate reaction was, I got to do this all over again. I shot a wasted clip. But little did I know, and then I quickly found out that I discovered a major problem. The major problem was that precision landing was not included as an option with a DJI Mavic 2 series. So I engaged DJI support on Twitter. They were very responsive, and it seemed in like what was only a matter of a few weeks that precision landing was finally added back to the DJI Mavic 2 series in a firmware update. And let's go ahead and roll the clip from that right now. DJI decided to give us a gift of a firmware update. The firmware update includes added precision landing. Okay, I think you guys kind of get the gist here. But this video is still out there, and I tell you what, it's a great look back. There he is. Hey, Marcus.
Good old precision landing on the Mavic 2.
Yeah, kind of taking a trip in the Wayback Machine here from the event, and then also looking at my discovering, oops, I'm thought, oh crap, I thought I wasted a clip, but I'm like, no, I didn't, because I found a problem. And it got taken care of in pretty short order by DJI. I was pretty impressed.
They did a good job on that, didn't they? And you know what, Bill, I made a video about that same time, and as I recall, it got, I'm trying to remember how many views, but at the time it was a big deal for me, as I remember.
Yeah, my clip that I did, my actual video that I did for that's been my highest rated clip on the channel with about 67,000 views.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. Now, my other clip, this is real interesting. The one that just keeps going and going and going, putting the door back on the Osmo Action. Okay. And you know how I found out how to do it? I looked at a GoPro video.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I put it out there. I get at least 10 to 15 comments a week on that. Thank you from all over the world. Now, that's a video that's just going to keep on trucking. It's one of those that just won't stop.
Bill, I got a little hint for you. Make a lawnmower video and see what happens.
I might. I just might.
Yeah.
But it's really it's just one of those things that's going to be evergreen, and just kind of like stay out there and just keep on keeping on. So how are you, sir?
Not doing too bad. It's super, super hot still here, almost 100 degrees today. In fact, right now it's 98 degrees outside. So yeah, it's a little tough to get out and fly in that kind of weather.
Yeah, it's kind of been that way around here too. It's just still, it's like, and with the humidity here too. I mean, we've had really high humidity lately as well, and it's just not, if you don't get out before 10 o'clock, it's just like you won't fly for the day. You just
Right.
can't. Not even, I've tried to go out in the evening, and it's just been unbearable even in the evening. It's just so humid.
Yeah. Like you said, you got to get out early in the morning if you want to get a flight in. I actually flew midday yesterday. I had a toy drone that I was reviewing, but I found a shady spot and just did what I had to do.
Well, the big day is coming up here on Thursday at 9 o'clock for this, and there's several things that I wanted to talk about. First of all, I wanted to show this. Yeah, this article from Drone XL from High, and it looks like from what we see in this article, pictures of the Avata in plastic wrap in boxes here. Noticing ADS-B AirSense on the box here.
Oh, look at that! I'll be darned.
How about that? Yeah.
Let's hope it works better than it does on the Mavic 3.
Yeah, I've been hearing about it. I saw your video. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But yeah, 4 boxes with the Avata. One of the things, and before you came on, I did several polls, and I did one on Twitter, I did one on Facebook, I did one on YouTube. The one on YouTube was probably the best because I had about 61 people respond. It was overwhelming. People said no to purchasing the Avata, and I think 38% said that they're going to look at a video and make a decision after that. Okay, it was like maybe 12% or so said they're going to buy it. So I mean, it's not a lot of people are going to be out there buying it. So I'm thinking, and this is just me. Initially, I think there's going to be enough in stock to satisfy demand at release time. That's my thinking right now.
I suspect you're right. So, I think you and I are kind of in the same boat. I'm really anxious to look at the videos of the people. It's not one of those drones like waiting for the Mavic 3 or the Mini 3 Pro or whatever, where, hey, as soon as it became available, I was ready to hit that button and look at the details later. No, we want to look at this one first, and we want to see what it can do. And, my issue that I've always talked about is I don't work well with goggles. However, it'll be everything that we've heard from some of the leakers is that it's way better than what you think it's going to be. So I'm anxious to see it, Bill.
Yeah, I really am. And, I kind of would say, because I'm in the same exact boat as you, Marcus, as far as, not being able to wear goggles. And I did watch a little bit of your guys' show last night, and I heard Koopy. And one of the things that was real interesting, I came in at a great spot because John's fantastic. I need to get him on the show. John's just such a great guy, but he has really great knowledge of FPV. And, one thing he was talking about was he was talking about having to wear prescription glasses when you fly. Last night I caught that segment, and apparently some makers have prescription lenses that will fit in the goggles, and you can wear them and everything. And but he's of the opinion of getting these to be smaller because they're pretty even though they've gotten smaller for the Avata, they're still pretty big.
And the other big thing that I saw in there that I thought was probably a big improvement is that the antenna are foldable as opposed to the older version where you had to screw the antenna on there, which is, it's just another thing you got to not forget to do and not lose the little antenna pieces. And so if they just make them so that you can just fold it out when you get those goggles out.
Yeah.
Be a big
improvement. It's the idea is portability, and I get it. And I understand that. But I think one of the things I think people want too is to kind of embrace what John was saying last night, is to have it in a form so it's not unobtrusive, not like you feel like you're taking a medical test or something wearing these things. Okay. Because, I remember when the first DJI goggles came out, and those things looked like a space helmet. I mean, it was just very obtrusive, very just, you know, in your face kind of.
Well, they had the crank on the back to tighten it up, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was just. I'm
trying to remember the name of those goggles that were sent to me that you put your phone in. I did a video on them, and I can't even remember the name of them. But to your point, Bill, they had it to where you could adjust them in and out so that you would get the right distance. And it became very heavy. If you pushed it out very far, the thing put so much pressure on the bridge of your nose. It was insane.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you know, and especially, you know, if you have issues like you and I do with our vision with that, and also too, you know, one of the things a lot of people don't realize, you know, if you have claustrophobia and fear of closed spaces and things like that, that comes into effect, and that plays with people as well too. And I know you've mentioned it before too. It's like when you go out flying to the park or the canyon or somewhere, okay, you like to be able to see what's around you, okay? Right. You know, I want to know where people are, what people are doing. The last weekend when I flew, had a little Shih Tzu come up to me. You know, it was friendly. It didn't bite me or anything, but you know, it's just like I want to be aware, have great situational awareness. And I think that's one of the things as Part 107 pilots, you know, that's one of the things as a remote pilot in charge, you got to be aware of your surroundings. And by flying like that, it really kind of, unless you have somebody there, you can't do it.
Right. Yeah. You really, well, and of course, legally, you're supposed to have somebody there if you've got a set of goggles on.
Yeah.
You know, the reality is, we know so many people, it's not a practical thing. It just isn't a practical thing. And a lot of FPV flyers, I guarantee you, do not. That said, like you said, the situational awareness is a problem for at least for me. I like to know what's going on around me. I know Lon Dennard was talking about that as well. When he had the FPV drone, he literally had some girls that were around him that actually touched the goggles while he was out there flying. And he goes, you know, that's just not, you can't, it wasn't a good feeling.
No,
right?
No, not at all. And you know, and it really makes it kind of difficult for you to just, you know, for me, I want to be aware of everything that's going on around me. Okay. When I'm flying a drone, I mean, it's paramount, you know, flying RC planes, flying RC cars, you know, flying RC planes, it's the same kind of thing. You got to be very aware, probably even have more situational awareness when you're flying an RC plane, because if you take your eye off it too long, you're going to lose your plane. Okay. Unless you have, some of them have like a fail safe and return to home kind of thing, but a lot of them don't. And that's how you lose your RC planes. So yeah, you got to be aware of everything that's going on around you.
There's those things like those Movo glasses that people talk about, that they're just like glasses, and it projects it kind of like a heads up display in front of you. That sounds interesting to me, but there again, you know, you want to know how you can. I like looking at that Fly app so I can do things on the touch screen, etc. There's just a lot of things. I recently sold my DJI FPV drone. I would have loved to have kept that drone if I could have flown it with a controller, with a FPV style, a screen, FPV screen type of controller, but you know, it just wasn't possible. I'm telling you, if DJI, if they make this new Avata drone compatible with the RC Pro, it could be something that I'd be interested in purchasing.
It's, you know, and it's something I would actually consider as well too, because, you know, this is my problem with them, you know, and you know, and one of the comments that I had, which was real interesting, on the poll that I took, one of the guys left a comment saying, you know, HE double hockey stick. No, I can build one for much less and a much better one at that. You know, and if you've been into FPV, and I'm sure Koopy would agree with something like this, you could probably do that all day long and twice on Sunday.
Okay, I'm going to pick on that one for a second.
Okay, go ahead. Go for
Hey,
it.
the drone isn't even out yet. So how the heck would he know if he
Yeah.
can build the same quality of whatever the product is? Number one. Number two, one of the things we do know is that those goggles have the OLED screens on them that are supposed to be fantastic. So yeah, you may be able to build one, but to say that you can build one as good or better of what this DJI one is, there's no way you can know that yet. Now, when the drone's out for a while and people are flying it around, if somebody says they can do that, they'll have a little more credibility with me.
I agree. And you know, and that's going to be, and that's why I think probably more than any, and I'll put it in quotes, drone release DJI's ever had. This is why I think these review videos are going to be so key for this drone. You can't, this is one that is going to scream out that people are overwhelmingly, they want to see the videos on this. And you want to have somebody, they probably pick some good FPV guys to give this drone to be their testers, because you want someone who's going to be able to put it through its paces. And also you want someone who will appeal to, say, a casual type of flyer.
Okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty, Bill. Who do you think has it? I mean, Billy Kyle, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, and Billy, he'll be one of the very first reviews that I watch. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah, I bet you Potato Jet gets one.
Oh, yeah, Potato Jet, I agree.
He's a camera guy, and if they're really focusing on the camera on this thing, I'll bet you Potato Jet has one.
I think we'll see that too.
And he's another really good reviewer.
You know, it's going to be interesting to see these. My other guess is probably Kelly Shores would probably get it, because Kelly's been real into FPV lately. So I'm sure DJI went knocking on.
Kelly has one. That would be awesome. Yeah,
that would be really good. And I think these are going to be more important. Not that they're not important for, like, say, like the Mini 3 or the Mavic 3 or, you know, the Air 2S. You know, always the review videos are always important. But I think even more so, especially from a DJI standpoint, in terms of being able to get this out there to the public, because, you know, it's kind of like, you know, I'm hearing from looking in the forums and in groups and everything, it's kind of like a mixed bag. Okay. People are like, what is this drone? What can it do? Where can I fly it? Is this an indoor drone? Can I go outside with it? What can I do? Why does it have air sense on it?
Or all of the above.
Or all of the above, yeah.
Leonard Oglesby says, don't forget Joshua Bardwell. So I wonder about that, Leonard, because Joshua has had kind of a love-hate relationship with DJI. So, I mean, I get you. I would love to see his take on it, because he is a true hardcore FPV guy. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. You know, yeah, Maddie, I hope so. I really do, because, you know, again, you know, this is something that is going to be so key and critical to the success of this drone. And I think for me personally, okay, and this is one of the things that I've said, regardless of what DJI is putting out here, and I've said this every time there's a release, okay, you're going to pay more for this, okay, but then let's take a step back here at other non-DJI type of releases, okay? Let's look, for example, at Hubsan, okay? And we're going to smile, okay? Let's look at Fimi, and we're going to smile, okay? Let's look, and I hate to say it because I want them to succeed in the worst way possible, Autel, okay? You know, there's been hiccups with these companies in their drone releases, okay? And I think a large part of it is due to the fact, you know, Marcus, they've rushed this thing. They've put it through, you know, they're like, oh, we don't really need to do quality assurance. We're just going to throw it out there to the masses and let them do it, okay? And, you know, it's like, that doesn't work. And DJI doesn't follow that formula. Hence, you know, you're going to pay more for a DJI product. I get it and I understand it. But and one of the things I always like to emphasize to people is when you're paying that coin, okay, you're paying, you know, you're getting quality, you're getting return for your dollar, you're getting value for that, okay? You know, there's something to be said when I charge up the batteries for my Mini 3 Pro, pop them in there, you know, fire up the controller and get it up in the air. You know, I'm not thinking twice. You know, it's gonna go, you know, unless there's a catastrophic event, you know, it's going to be up there. Same with my Mavic 3. You know, there's no issues. You know, if I have a non-DJI drone, crossing the fingers, what are we getting here? You know?
Yeah, you never know if you're going to get what kind of a flight you're going to get, and that is just so true. Sad but true. And I hate to tell you that applies to my Autel drone, and I've only had one, and that's that Nano Plus. But every time I fly it, there's something different going on with it, or wrong, or not right. So, yeah, as opposed to, you know, the DJI drone. I mean, we nitpick DJI, as we should, because you know, they wanted to improve the product. However, if we nitpicked the other brands like we do DJI, probably nobody would ever buy them. So, you know,
well, you know, I got a real interesting email from Richard, and you know who I'm talking about, regarding the Fimi. You know, and I'm getting paid at the end of the week, and I'm still, you know, ready to toss a coin. But he's told me as of late, there was a fix for the Fimi TX10 had a problem with its internal clock, and Fimi does things real interesting. Okay, how they flash the firmware and all this stuff, and it's real different. It's just I'm not a big fan of it, but anyway, he's got his working well right now. He said he has 0 horizon issues. He said he's getting precision landing on every flight, and he said this is the best of the Fimi X8 drone that he's had. It's worked very well for him. So that's really kind of weighing in my favor of purchasing it. We'll see. Also, whether or not it's in inventory right now, I don't know, because I haven't gone out there for a while. But you know, that's good news, and I like hearing that. But I think we had talked about it, and I think Ron had probably chipped in as well too. You know, it would be nice maybe if, you know, this has been a really, I don't want to use the word stale, but it's been an overused design with the Fimi X8. Okay, it's been like this since 2018, and they have.
Bill, I just wish they'd perfect it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, from what Richard's telling me, that they are, and they've come a long way. And you know, one of the things that has really kind of helped me with Fimi is this controller. I think it's been a big hit for them. Okay, because I think, you know, I expected a lot of issues with it, but it's only really had that one issue with the clock. But other than that, I mean, it's worked very well. I've been very impressed with it, and you know, the quality of the reception from it. You know, it's a number of nits out in the sun and brightness and everything. It's really done a good job. So my fingers are kind of crossed with Fimi. Okay, I'm kind of hopeful for them. You know, that's where I'm at with that. You know, I won't even venture right now for a Hubsan product. They're not gonna get my coin right now.
The problem is you can't really buy one in the United States right now.
Yeah, right now, yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
and,
you know, drones. Yeah.
And with Autel, you know, I'm on the fence with them. You know, I want them to succeed in the worst way possible.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. And I you know, that Nano Plus was my first Autel drone, and I had such high hopes for it, and it's just been a headache from the very start. So yeah, I'm just not too anxious to buy another one. Hey, Mark White has made a point here that I think we don't want to miss. He asked if we think DM Productions is going to get the Avata. Now, as you might recall, Bill, he's the guy that was posting Mini 3 videos, probably a week before the official. But evidently, if he's got one, evidently he's sticking to his NDA. Of course, we don't even know if he had an NDA before, right? With the Mini 3, he could have just got one someplace, but how did he get it activated, etc.? It's all still a big mystery. But
yeah, he was real mum on that. He never answered that question, and you know, it kind of, that's something that kind of fell through the cracks for him, and nobody really knows. So I'll be anxious to see whether or not, you know, come Thursday morning, or well, now see, he had already, his video was out well before the release of the Mini 3.
Well before, like a week before, wasn't it?
I was going to say like a week before, and we're now 2 days ahead of the release. So, you know, I don't think he's probably gotten one. I think somehow, some way, he fell through the cracks and was able to get one and get the dang thing activated, because that's the big thing. You could buy it all day long, but like the gentleman who picked up, I think it was the Mini 2 at Best Buy, but it was a brick until the Fly app got updated
until activation day. That's right.
Yeah, until activation. So I mean, it wasn't going anywhere. So
that was a great story with that guy. I mean, he knew nothing about drones, and all of a sudden he's thrust into the spotlight because he had this drone and he happened to put up a YouTube video. That was an interesting situation.
Yeah, it was. It really was. So, I'm really thinking, for this, one of the things, again, I know I've had a lot of questions about availability. I think initially, we'll see good availability right now, because I don't think demand is going to be extremely high for this. But let's see how the videos pan out, because if the videos pan out and this is looking good, I think you'll see a spike in sales on this. And I think that's when you'll probably run into some availability issues with it. That's my 2 cents on this.
Yeah,
right?
I just hesitate to even hazard a guess. I mean, I just want to see it first. I want to see what it can do, and then we'll know a lot more. But I do agree with you talking about mass market. There's nothing like those mini drones now for mass market appeal.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just trying to think who do I know that didn't buy a Mini 3? I mean, almost everybody went out and bought
yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things, I don't think it will be like the Mini 3, because that was wow. As far as the release was concerned, and you got to feel. I'm so glad that I pulled the plug on Best Buy and got it from DJI, and I did it smart. I ordered the drone as one order. I did the Fly More kit as a separate order, and I got them both at the same time. So that worked out really well. Who knows with the Avata what's going to happen? I mean, as far as shipping is concerned, who knows?
I'm looking at David Martin Graff's comment there about the Avata being an inside product, which I suspect it probably is. But it's interesting that they put ADS-B on there. They wouldn't. That inclusion of ADS-B tells me that they quite expect people to even fly it at altitude, right? Where you would think an FPV drone, you're going to be pretty low to the ground. Anyway, just a thought there.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows anything more about that, please chime in on the chat, because that really fascinated me to see that big ADS-B symbol on the box.
It's on the box, and that really, yeah. I'm like you, Marcus. I'm really curious about that, because I don't think, and I'm going to say this, unless it's a very mild day as far as wind is concerned, I don't think you're going to be outside a lot with this drone. A calm night maybe, or a calm evening, or a calm morning, but who knows?
It's fly 50 miles an hour, Bill, so it's got to be fairly powerful.
Yeah. Who knows? That's why, again, I can't overemphasize enough, guys. Get out there and watch these videos. If this is something that you're on the fence about this, and you want to make an informed decision, go out and watch these videos. Like if Billy does one, or Potato Jet, or whoever, and give it a shot. Johnny
Drone Flyer will have his video out on the first day.
Well, I know Ron said he has company coming in. Okay. But you and I, we know what's going on.
Yeah.
Ron's getting his videos ready for Thursday.
Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, he's getting his videos ready for Thursday.
Yeah,
that's why he's not on tonight, and it's going to take tomorrow night off as well too, because he's getting.
Yeah, Lauren I think Lauren answered the question, and I thought of that too, Lauren. He said that because they promised it on all drones over 250 grams, and I recall that as well, Lauren. But they also made a big deal out of putting it on the box, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that it kind of like was right out there in front, so everybody could see it. I mean, it's real obvious, and and I've said this before, Marcus. These pictures that we're seeing from Drone XL, from Drone DJ, and Drone Deals, and Jasper Ellens, and everything. Okay, these aren't accidental that we get these pictures. Okay. It's not accidental. Oh, and what I thought's really interesting with this release, and this is just kind of like an FYI, a lot of these leaks have come from like Deals Drone, and usually a lot of them come from Jasper Allen. Almost all of them from the Mini 3 came from Jasper Allen's. Hasn't been so much in this release.
He's been kind of quiet, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really has. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he got an Avata and he's testing it. I don't know. But maybe he's under an NDA. I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea with this. So, but we're all set. It's going to be Thursday at 9 a.m. And as before, you know what's going to happen. Expect a soft release. They might have a little 2 or 3 minute teaser video come out at that time. I would say if you're one of the ones that your money is burning a hole in your pocket and you got to buy it, start looking about 8:30 Eastern. I would imagine out on the usual suspects. I would, and this is just for me, based on the last release with the Mini 3 Pro. My best advice would be to go through DJI, okay? Because I think you'll get the best options regarding shipping is concerned. You don't know with Amazon, and definitely I'm going to say this: avoid Best Buy because they just, oh my gosh, with the Mini 3 Pro, it was a nightmare for people that ordered through Best Buy. So if you're going to do it through DJI is my best advice.
The other thing worth mentioning about buying it through DJI is you do get that 1% rebate, which it's something, right? It's better than poking the eye with a sharp stick.
Yeah, and it was real interesting because I just bought some accessories, and I got my 1%. It was like what, some cents. It was under $1, and I'm going like, oh, what's this? And then I realized because I bought some accessories. I was just laughing. It was
yeah.
Well, one of the things I ended up getting, Marcus, and I really think it was a worthwhile purchase because I actually had like about a $50 credit with DJI. I bought the charger that comes with the Mavic 3. Okay, I bought an additional one, and I'll tell you what, because I think that works perfect with the Mini 3 Pro and charging up the DJI-RC as well. It does a great job at that. It did fantastic with the Mavic 3, and I'm like, it's 65 watts, it can handle it. And I've talked to other people and said, yeah, that's a good, and it's sitting in my case right now. I got that on purpose, and I think that was a really good purchase.
That sounds like it. I see Melanie and the Bear Dogs is in the chat. Melanie, are you going to buy the Avata? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That is a very good question.
Melanie, what you could do with the Avata is you could follow your dogs through the agility course, right? You could, instead of just putting it up above, you could literally follow them through it. See, I'm giving you ideas, Melanie. She says yes. Look, she says yes.
Okay. All right. That's gonna well, good. Keep us posted and let us know on that. Marcus, you have any closing thoughts? Because that's it for tonight.
Yeah, no, that's about all I've got as well, Bill. I mean, I hate to say it, I don't, but it's been so damn hot. I'm kind of looking forward to fall and things cooling off, and so I can just go out in the middle of the day and go flying someplace.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Fall can't come a day too soon for me. I'll tell you that. And for me, a couple of things. One, I want to thank Bill Thomas for having me on last week on his show. He had a celebration of sorts, which was great. And I do have to apologize again to you, Bill, because we're on a tight deadline for a project, and my manager pinged me at that time, and I had to get back online. But I wanted to thank you for that opportunity to be on the show. I really appreciate that a lot. And also too, I want to apologize to a lot of you who I normally comment on your videos, and you haven't seen me do that for a while. I've been on a pretty intense project the past 3 or 4 weeks at work, and it's been heads down all day, every day. And it's just enough time for me to come up for air, get some rest, and start the next day. So probably in a couple of weeks when this one project's over, I should get back to normal and start commenting on your videos. So I want to let you know that's where I've been. Also,
I got one word for you, Bill.
Go for it.
Retirement.
It's coming sooner rather than later. I'll tell you that. It really is. I'm counting. I have a day counter up there. Okay,
There you go.
It's at that point right now. There's a day counter. I got some exciting news. We're gonna have a contest next week. Okay, I'm gonna be giving away some things. Maybe we're gonna give away one of these. Maybe a new T-shirt with my new design on it, and also too, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Ham Radio Basics. That's my YouTube channel. It's going to be starting probably mid to late September. And I know several of you who are drone enthusiasts, you're also ham radio operators. Guys, please subscribe to the channel. I mean, I've got the channel out there already. And if you want it, it's Ham Radio Basics. It's out there. It's pretty easy to find on YouTube. We're going to feature, I'm actually going to feature, do some cross videos, because one of the things I'm going to use a drone for is to drop an end-fed half-wave antenna over a tree. So with a drop and release mechanism. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be fun. So, and I'm also going to use it too to do, there's another experiment I want to do, is to take one of those antennas, get it up about 100 feet in the air, and see what we got for a few minutes and see what happens. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Marcus, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. Appreciate that. Ron, hope you're having a great evening. And for everyone else, remember, it's always a great day to fly. Take care, guys. Thanks for stopping by tonight.